Every once in a while, this thing happens to me where I'm suddenly thinking, what do the words mean that come out of my mouth? Not long ago, this happened with the word model. Now, just think about it for a second. What comes to your mind when I say model? Because there are so many different things that we call models. There are fashion models and car models. There are conceptual models and statistical models. There are model species and even physical models of the universe. And all these different things are called models. How confusing. I'm a researcher in ecology and I work with models every day. And here I'm not talking about the fashion models or the car models, but the statistical models. But what do I mean by statistical model? And what does a researcher do who works with them? A statistical model is a mathematical model, and it is a way to describe the world and how things relate to each other. Take body size and weight, for example. We all know that generally speaking, taller people are heavier than smaller people. So a part of a person's weight is determined by their size. But there's also a part that can't be explained by a person's size. Otherwise, all people of the same size would weigh exactly the same. And that is where the statistical part in statistical model comes into play. Statistical models deal with probabilities. So we can say that a person of a certain size has a high probability of weighing so much, but we can never be 100% certain. Of course, researchers don't spend all their time investigating the relationship between body size and weight. Statistical models can be used for a range of things. For instance, they can inform us about processes that create patterns that we see. In my research, I'm using statistical models to investigate movement of chameleons. I'm using data and information about where species live today to figure out where their ancestors were most likely to have lived. That way, I hope to understand where and how the ancestors moved and created the species distribution patterns that we see today. It is important to understand words like model and what is behind them because we use them for everything. Not only do we use them to look into the past, we also use them to look into the future. How will the climate change? Where will species still be able to live and where will they move? How will the stock market evolve? And who will voters vote for? People try to answer all these questions with models. Models are everywhere, and even though they are a simplification of reality and therefore always wrong, many conservation, economic and political decisions are based on them. Thank you.